everyone, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Bobby. I started a lawn and garden care business here in Canada, and before starting my business, I worked in many jobs related in my field, such as working as a groundskeeper in the Canadian Rockies. So today's video, I'm going to talk about my time working and living in the Canadian Rockies and my overall experience. So make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, really appreciate it, and let's get started. The Canadian Rockies is a segment of Rocky Mountains that stretch between the borders of British Columbia and Alberta in Canada. It contains the most famous national parks in Canada, such as Banff, Jasper, Yahoo, Gootenay, and many others. For me, I was working in the Jasper National Park and spent most of my time working there. I got hired to be a groundskeeper at Maligne Lake. Maligne Lake is a glacier lake and the largest natural lake in the Canadian Rockies. It's about a 45-minute drive from the town of Jasper, and once you get there, there's so many trails that you can walk around the lake, you can rent a canoe or kayak, and you can even have the option of taking a boat tour to see the famous Spirit Island. Spirit Island is a small island that sits along the lakeshore of Maligne Lake. It is surrounded by emerald blue glacier waters and mountains that form a box canyon referred to as the Hall of Gods. Spirit Island is a spiritual place for the Stoney Naked First Nations. The surrounding mountains on the lake are considered the physical representation of the ancestors. There's two ways to get to Spirit Island. You can either rent a canoe that will take about 4 or 5 hours to get to Spirit Island, or you can take a boat tour that will take about 30 to 40 minutes, and it's a guided tour so you get more information about Spirit Island and the surrounding areas. Once you arrive at Spirit Island, you're allowed to walk around the trail around the area, take breathtaking photos, and just appreciate the view. But you're not allowed to physically walk onto Spirit Island, just because it holds a significant cultural value to the Stoney Naked First Nations, and it's a sacred land that is supposed to be untouched. My responsibility as the groundskeeper was to maintain the grounds of the main lodge at Maligne Lake, outside and inside. So that meant I was mowing the grass, maintaining the garden beds, picking up litter, taking out the garbage and the recycling bins, cleaning public washrooms, and just general maintenance around the property. I was getting paid $18.50 Canadian dollars and had many perks included in my job. I got to go on boat tours for free, and my family members and friends that came to visit, I was able to get them a free ticket to see Spirit Island as well. I also got discounted food and items at the main lodge. The company that I was working for was called Pursuit Collections, and they own a lot of attractions, tours, and hotels in the national park, which meant I got a lot of things for free. So I was able to get my park pass for free and enter into any national park. I was able to take the Sky Tram in Jasper to overlook the whole town. I got a free tour to go on the Columbia ice fields and walk on a glacier. And also I was able to take the gondola in Banff for free. My work provided me with staff accommodation, which was like $20 per night, which worked out to be around $600 per month. And then they just deducted that from my paycheck, and I was sharing the space with another person, so it was kind of like an open concept apartment. So we had our beds in the open living space, and then a kitchen to share, and then one bathroom to share between the two of us. The work bus will pick us up at the staff accommodation, and then they'll drop us off at Maligne Lake. In the groundskeeping department, there's 3 other workers, so we'll all work 5 days in the week, and then we'll have alternating 2 days off. So during those 2 days off, I'll take that opportunity to explore the Rockies. I went on many hikes and trails around the mountains, and I visit lots of beautiful lakes. One of my hobbies at the time was roller skating, so I would wake up really early in the morning just to beat the crowds, and then I'll go out on the roads, some of the trails, and I would roller skate. And it was just breathtaking to have the Rockies and the mountains as my background. I just couldn't believe it. I was working in the Canadian Rockies in 2021, so that's when COVID and the travel restrictions were in effect, and we were following the COVID protocols in our area as well. Most of the tourists were residents of Canada, and the busiest months were in the summer, so July and August were the busiest months in the national parks. I really enjoyed my time working in the Canadian Rockies. I was working there from the spring to the fall as a groundskeeper, and I really wanted to stay in the winter, so I decided to apply for jobs, and I ended up getting a job that allowed me to stay for the winter season in Jasper. Jasper has a ski resort called Marmot Basin, and it's located in the Jasper National Park. It has over 90 runs on 4 different mountains, and I got hired to be a cashier at the cafeteria at the main lodge. I was getting paid $17 per hour, and I was getting tips with that, and also I had different perks with my job as well. I got a free season ski pass on the resort. I got a free lunch on every shift that I worked at, and I got 50% discount for ski and snowboarding lessons. And I took full advantage of that because I grew up in Ontario and our ski hills are mostly like hills. So it was nice to actually experience in the Rockies on actual mountains. And I never snowboarded in my life, so I took those lessons. And by the end of the season, I was able to actually snowboard and I was going down some black diamond runs. If you guys watched my last video about tree planting in New Zealand, you know that originally I wanted to travel and work in Alberta and to see more of Canada. So I'm very thankful to find that groundskeeper job and to find something that was related in my field of work and while being able to explore the Canadian Rockies. It was another highlight in my life that I will never forget, and I just appreciate the opportunities that came my way, and every day I'm grateful for what life brings to me, and it was just a great memory in my life that I'll never forget. If you guys have any questions about the Canadian Rockies or want to know more about Jasper, feel free to comment down below. I'll love to answer your questions. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. As always, I hope everyone has a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.